Hello again, race fans and esports enthusiasts everywhere. From Long Beach, California, the Long Beach Street Circuit, it's time for the Atlanta Motorsports Park eSeries race number 3. Again, here from the Long Beach Street Circuit in Long Beach, California, alongside Will Rigdon. I'm Bill Rigdon, and Will, what are we looking at this week? This is the first street circuit I think we've done, right?
Yes, it is, Bill, and not one that our drivers are going to be too familiar with, as we don't come out to California too often in any of our series, and that is reflected tonight in our driver count. But it looks like we have about 8 drivers signed in for tonight, about half of our usual field. But we are going to make do with it, Bill, because this is a tight and narrow street circuit, and the action should still be pretty competitive up towards the front. We have series leader Zach Holden in there, along with second place Michael Day and third place Leo Oliveira. So we should see a lot of action coming out of the 3 of them here today. And also, not to be forgotten, Ryan Flannery. He will be in the mix as well. So we should have a nice little group, a nice little pack of drivers here. And, you know, anything goes, Bill. We'll see. You know, we finally got the race format figured out. So we should actually have 2 20-minute sessions with a 5-minute open lap or open session in between. So if the drivers want to practice or go take a break, they can. And there'll also be an inverted field too. So whatever the grid is at the end of race 1, we're going to flip it, and that'll be the grid for race 2.
Sounds like some Saturday night short track action there, the way they're inverting lineups and all. That'll be fun, but I don't know. It's going to take a lot to top last week's finish. We had first and second and third and fourth decided by a total of 3 100ths of a second, both for first and second and third and fourth. That'll be a tough one to top, but this twisty, tight Long Beach street circuit with its many 90-degree turns and that horrible hairpin at the head of the front straightaway should separate the men from the boys.
Well, it was definitely a fun race to watch last week, and if you missed it because you weren't logged in, you really missed a barn burner. You can obviously go back and watch it on demand. We suggest you do so, but not until the conclusion of this race if you are tuning in live right now.
That's right. Don't drive off the viewers yet. We do that naturally anyway, but not at the head of the broadcast. So we're looking at, believe we're talking about a 10-minute qualifying session. There was some talk of doing 3 laps, but it looks like this one's going to end up being,
well, they had to do that out lap first,
minutes.
So they just now starting to see times come back in, Bill. So we should see here as they cross the line, some time should trickle in. Now, if we had some late joiners, which it looks like Ben Warren and Corbin Mitchell both just snuck on here, obviously they're entitled to 3 laps or 10 minutes. So, until they get going on track, that timer, race control can always forward the session, but I doubt he's going to do so here. So we'll probably go to the full 10 minutes. But
they have the option. They have the option to do the laps individually, where everybody in their own space does the laps. But this is a group session, much like Formula One style, the qualifying and the newer style NASCAR qualifying, where they all get out and run. So that's better for the fans too, where you can kind of see everybody all out at once.
And we have got, looks like 4 drivers are currently on their second lap right now. Actually, 5, 6. Yeah, Oliver Piatek, Zach Holden, Ryan Flannery, Michael Day, Leo Oliveira, and Shuma Anabogu are all on lap 2 right now of their 3 laps. Roger Mast has made his way on track. He is in his first flyer right now. So he has got about half a lap to go. We will see what time he posts as he makes his way around. And Matt Carroll has made his way on track, although he is still on his out lap. So once he makes his way past the line here, and you can see Roger Mast right behind him, he will start the first of his 3 flyers.
So again, 2 20-minute segments tonight with an inverted field to start the second based on the finish of the first. There'll be 5 minutes in between, and this should be. It's interesting. We had a competition caution the last couple weeks, midway through the race. So this will work out the same way, except that the caution laps won't eat into the race time as badly as they did last week, because the way we were looking at it is after that competition caution, they might have had 15, 14 minutes left in that second half after they'd run the obligatory 3 caution laps.
That definitely did. It definitely did eat a good chunk of the race up, and it didn't affect the finish because obviously we had such an exciting finish. But this week we will get a full 40 minutes of green flag racing. So we had to root around, find for the setup, and fortunately, race director Kevin Espinosa, after many sleepless nights, was able to get it set up in the league settings so that way we could do 2 20-minute sessions. Because apparently it's a lot harder than it sounds. We were obviously making it sound like it was something easy to do, but they were struggling with it the last 2 weeks. But we think we've got it figured out. Although once we hit the 20-minute mark here in race 1, we'll let you know whether we did or not.
Absolutely, and we are, see how many we've got, all but 3 or all but 2 having made timed laps now. So as it stands at the moment, Zach Holden is your pole sitter with Michael Day second, Ryan Flannery third, Leo Oliveira will be fourth, Shuma Onobogu fifth.
Zach Holden managing to shed another 0.4 of a second there on his third and final flyer. Well, Bill, he's a full second faster than Michael Day right now, so I don't know if Zach Holden plans on holding back at all here, but this is going to be quite the run here at the start. If he's able to pull away from the pack, that might be it.
If he can stay perfect. The thing about it is it's very easy to make mistakes on this street circuit. Well, and I managed to take a few laps earlier in my freshly repainted Miata, and this is a difficult course. It's slow in most places. You get that long stretch that goes past the start-finish line, but it's preceded by just a really nasty low-speed hairpin turn 11. There's a lot of 90s, and a lot of places you just really got to pay attention to your spot, your marks, and hit them properly, and definitely pay attention to those brake markers as they approach these corners.
And you can see them there on your screen, that 5, 4, 3, 2, 100 marker. That lets the drivers know.
Right there, Matt Carroll buys the wall a little bit, and he decides to take it in and get that one fixed because he brushed the wall. I don't know if
and I'm curious how that's going to work with these sessions if he has to wait on the tow, since it is a 3-lap or 10-minute session. And he could. I
don't know that there are tows in qualifying, but maybe so.
And he could have just done that out of habit, as we all do whenever we smack a wall during a practice session.
As it stands, he sits 5th on the grid. As you're watching Ryan Flannery now, currently in 3rd, see if he can do something about that second row position, maybe move up to the front row with a good lap here. Although he's completed 3 laps, I think that's it right there. He finished that 3rd lap. He will end up 3rd at best. And who's left out there? We have Roger Mass still running, and I think he's the only one we currently see.
No, it looks like Father Ben Warren. I've been told that his name is no longer the Ben Hammer. It is Father Ben Warren.
Ah.
So that is what we're going to run with. We will see how much, nicknames last not too long around here, so we will see how this one holds up. I was told from Race Control that is his new name.
And who are we to venture from what Race Control wants?
And it looks like he's glitching out here a little bit. Might have overshot that turn, making sure his reverse gear works.
These turns are very easy to miss. Of course, for someone who's prone to miss turns like me, they're pretty easy to do. But yeah, it looks like he's kind of in and out right now.
So that session advanced right at the marker, so it looks like we're going into a 5-minute warm-up session now. So I guess we're doing the warm-up sessions at the start of both heats here. I just briefly bumped into race director in the hallway today while I was at the office, so he just said two 20s and a 5 in the middle, so Looks like we're going to have a 5 here for a warm-up session.
So we have 5 minutes more to just sit around here and talk about how great this race is going to be.
Well, we gotta drum
right
up the viewer count somehow, and obviously our stand-up routine is what's going to do it.
Of course, it draws them in every week. They tune in and say, "Are those two guys still there?" Got to find out.
And we're watching Shuma now in his student driver, aptly painted Miata. I was talking to him before the race. He said not to give him too much screen time because he'd be running towards the back. This wasn't one of his favorite circuits. He said he was thinking about changing the livery, but thought it was more than appropriate for this race.
I would think so. I know I rumpled a few fenders myself in my brief run going, these cars are easy to drive, but this is a narrow, tight course with a couple of fast sections in it, but deceptively so because they end at a tight corner. And you have to be very good. Looking there at Ryan Flannery, he's already got that.
He's got the sad mirror.
Left-hand mirror, yep, got it flapping.
We were watching him during practice earlier, and I don't think his mirror was ever upright. He is using every square inch of this track right now, and that does not include space for the side mirrors, as you can see.
A couple of them like that. Is that the equivalent of the Darlington stripe, I guess? Is if you go fast, you have to lose the mirror?
The Long Beach sad mirror.
Quite possibly.
Michael Day there as well. Although it looks like they chose opposite sides of the car to rough up the paint on.
I guess fortunately these things are in wraps, so you just have to lay a new one on next week. So
and that was Roger Mass overshooting the turn there. Kept it out of the wall, was able to reverse and get back on. Although most places you start driving counter on the circuit, you're going to give race control a stroke.
Oh, exactly. Look at that. I think every one of them, those front four that we're looking at, have lost the mirror.
People are going to be yelling at them to drive them across the scales after the race, Bill.
That's right. Yeah, I guess if you dump a lot of lead, put a really heavy mirror on that one side, and then you lose it. There you go.
And that looked like who was that?
Somebody popped the wall there. So yeah, this is where you hang it all out and see if you can find that extra tenth of a second, because there's really no harm done being that this is virtual. They just go back and roll another car off of the trailer and start.
Even if it wasn't virtual, Bill, these are Miatas, so, just take a sledgehammer to it, bang out the dents, and they're ready to go racing again. Which we're going to get to call our very own Miata race this weekend at Atlanta Motorsports Park. So if you're tuning in now and want to see some Miatas in live action out at the track, we've got a good field already registered for this weekend. Bill, I don't know if you've been watching the driver counts for Saturday, but we are up to about 25 drivers. We're going to have about 10 in the downforce division, which will be exciting to watch. We've got another 10 to 13 of them, I believe. I haven't looked at the final count on the Miatas. They always jump up right at the end. And then joining us for the first time in a while is the Historics this weekend. So we've got a couple of the Toyota WSR racers that are coming out. We've got an older Miata. I think there's going to be an S2000. But we're excited to see who shows up. This is our first time doing Historics at Atlanta Motorsports Park. So they are coming out. We were at the Walter Mitty race at Road Atlanta 2 weeks ago trying to recruit some drivers. So little word of mouth. We're hoping they will come out and put on a good show for everybody. If you are in or around the Atlanta area, you can make the trip up to Dawsonville. Racing gets started around 11 o'clock Saturday morning. We'll have 2 different rounds of heat races. So we have 3 races in each round, so at 11 o'clock and then again at 1:40. And with Atlanta Motorsports Park being a private racetrack, that means it's free to go to, Bill. So I don't know if
that's my price point right there.
I don't know if you knew this, but we can't charge admission for the races, so you get to just walk in and watch them for free. And we'd love to have you out there this Saturday.
And it's quite spectacular to see. I've definitely enjoyed the ones I've seen and called, some exciting ones. And the guys out there, like, they have a lot of fun. And speaking of fun, we're about to have some here as the 5-minute session is over, practice session, and we are lined up behind that pace truck, and we are about to bring them around and get going here at the Long Beach Street Circuit, and they will start at the head of turn 9. So they go through a couple of turns, 10 and 11, and we will see them take the green flag shortly after that. So here we are in feature race number 1 here, week 3, AMP eSeries. Your pole sitter holding on to that pole position is Zach Holden. On the outside will be Michael Day. Row 2, Ryan Flannery, Leo Oliveira. Row 3, Matt Carroll and Shumon Abogu. Row 4, Roger Mast and Oliver Piatek. Then Corbin Mitchell and Ben Warren will round out row number 5, and here we go. Coming out of turn number 9, going through that deceptively gentle turn number 10, and then you all of a sudden are faced with those Acura barriers staring right at you, and you got to really crank that right-hander to come out of turn number 11 and come down that sweeping, curving front straightaway. About midway through will be the start-finish line. Starter Kevin Espinosa has the green flag in his hand, telling him to hold it down, wait, and we are waiting for it to get underway. And green flag is out, and we are underway here at Long Beach. Jumping into the lead early is Zach Holden, followed by Michael Day, then Ryan Flannery, Leo Oliveira, as they head through turn number 1. A little bit of dicing going on, and we got trouble in the back already. Who's that back there? That was Ben Warren.
And he's got a flat, so that is going to be
He's going to have a long drive around. Absolutely. As everybody else tends to, or gets in single file, gets through the S's here. That would be turns 2 and 3. Actually goes through a traffic circle, which is kind of interesting.
Looks like Father Ben Warren called the Uber back to pit road.
And we got another spinner here. Into the wall goes Matt Carroll. He gets it straightened out. I don't think he got much, but more of the scrape and a rumple there on one side. So he keeps it under control. But as we said, this is a difficult, tough, tight course. And we've already seen it happen twice already as your leaders come swinging out of turn number 8 down. Now the second highest speed section of this track between 8 and 9. They'll hit that 90-degree turn at 9. And we currently have a 4-car pack up front. That'd be Holden, Day, Oliveira, and Flannery.
Leo Oliveira smacking the wall there.
So let's count mirrors. I see 2 on Holden, 2 on Day. Let's check the mirrors on Oliveira. He's got them both.
It's going to be like a game of flag football, Bill. Who's got both mirrors by the end of it?
That's right. Oh,
and that looks like
into
Shuma.
The pit goes. Is that Shuma into the pit? Did he have difficulty, or is?
Yeah, he is in the pits. I'd recognize that paint scheme anywhere, Bill.
Did he hit anything?
Let's go back and look. I don't see any. I'm not seeing anything in my log about him, although I kind of want to go back and see what happened to Ben Warren there on the opening laps. If we can.
So there he goes, scraping the wall. If we can back her up there just a little bit. But yeah, he's definitely got that right front down. So he lost. Oh, he hopped the wall.
Oh, he just.
He and Shuma got together. That might be what Shuma's in for, too.
Yeah, that's probably what happened to him.
Oh, but Ben Warren got the worst of that.
Oh, and it looks like he still sitting there in pit road. I think his night might be done, Bill. He's probably going to wait until that second heat.
Is there not a fast repair? Or is he... Did he limp around?
He took the toe, so I'm not sure.
Okay, so that... He may be waiting for that, because I imagine a tow around here with a minute and a half plus lap times here.
Yeah, we're only 3 minutes into this, so it could be easily a 2.5, 3 minute tow.
All right, so with all that said and done, we're looking at your leader, the 09 of Zach Holden. He and Michael Day have now opened it up substantially over Oliveira and Flannery. We'll say a 2.5 second gap back between second
Oliver
and third.
Piatek spinning out there. And managing to
cloud of dust and regrouping. So I'm sure they're having the old duck into the pits.
And he is going to lose. Now, Oliver stayed out, but he's going to lose a spot to Corbin Mitchell.
Who ducked in? And that was
Roger Mast.
Waiting to see who else is. Yeah, Mast is on. I see.
And
now.
It looks like he had an incident earlier in the lap. Let's go back and see what happened here. Oh, you can see the front end of that Miata. And my guess is it happened prior to that replay, Bill.
Yeah. Well, if it's worth going back and looking at, we will. But right now, there's your leader, Zach Holden, completing. He's about 2.5 laps now. Michael Day second. Leo Oliveira will be third. Ryan Flannery fourth. Piatek is fifth, and Corbin Mitchell sixth. Matt Carroll seventh. Chuma, despite going in and out of the pit, he's holding on to eighth, and Matt is currently coming out of the pit now after getting his repair. Then Mast and Warren.
And Oliver having a little bit of trouble there, as this mid-pack is really starting to swell up here, Bill. They're putting the pressure on Oliver, and let's see how he responds here.
Is Ben Warren back underway? I see his lap count creeping up now. He's about to finish lap number 1.
I don't see anybody in the pits, so he is, right here at the back of this pack we're watching right now. Father Ben Warren.
Well, good. I tell you what, even if you finish dead last, getting some lap time couldn't hurt, especially on this course.
And it looks like he having some more trouble. It said he crashed. I'm not sure what happened there, if it happened prior to. And it could have just been a mechanical failure.
Well, do we see he miss a shift and poof the engine? Then we saw that a couple times last week.
That is possible, but a rough feature number 1 for Father Ben Warren.
But meanwhile, it's not rough at all for Zach Holden here, as he's now opened up about a 1.5 seconds on second place, Michael Day. Michael Day keeping him in sight.
And they are running 1-2 in this race, and they are also running 1-2 in the series right now, Bill. This is the midpoint for our 5-race Season 5 in the AMP eSeries.
Well, it'll technically be midpoint when we reach the 20-minute mark here.
That is correct. But your current 1-2-3 of Zach Holden, Michael Day, and Leo Oliveira is your same 1-2-3 for the series point standings right now.
Well, that stands to reason. As we're looking back, we still got a battle there between Oliveira and Flannery for third place. It may be the best battle we've got so far. But I think these guys are battling the track as much as they are each other here at Long Beach Street Circuit.
I mean, keeping consistent laps and keeping it out of the wall might be the key to getting a podium here, Bill.
Absolutely. And just, it's kind of like
you
can
see from the onboard how narrow this track is.
Right. You can just see it close in on you, especially going through those corners. If you don't have your line just right, you may be kissing the wall, or worse.
Because we don't have
the car.
Well, this track doesn't have the same runoffs like some of the other tracks that we've gone to this season.
You are in the cockpit with Ryan Flannery, your 4th place runner, looking at the back end there of Leo Oliveira.
Ooh,
and speak of the devil, took out his left side mirror on that one, I believe, or right. Well, actually, he's lost both of them.
As long as the alignment is still good, I don't think he needs those, but we will see.
There's actually a mirror in the cockpit with them that I don't think they can lose by hitting the wall. I guess they could lose it by flipping it or whatever, but other than that, looks like Ryan's still moving along pretty well.
Yeah, we'll see if he stays out here or if he tries to hook it in the pits. He's going to stay out. But that contact allowing Leo to get a little bit of time over him now, getting that gap up to almost 2 seconds now. So Ryan's got a little bit of a mountain to climb, as we were almost halfway in this first feature.
You are right. We are 8 minutes and 17 seconds into this 20-minute first half of the feature. Race leader Zach Holden, clean and green. And look how close to that wall Michael Day gets. And I guess that's what you have to do, is you have to know exactly how wide your car is and take up that minus an inch from the wall to get through these corners quickly, especially these tight ones. You've got to go in low and come out high and fast. So you push it out to the wall as far as you can without touching it or just barely grazing it in some cases. So right now, Michael Day turned his best lap on that last lap. In fact, everybody's turned their best lap that's on the track right now, except for Zach Holden. Of course, his best lap is 1:33.45, which is almost a second better than second place Michael Day's last lap. Wonder, can we get an in-car with Zach Holden and watch him take a lap around?
Yeah, let's pull this up here.
So let's see if we can get an in-car with Zach Holden and take a tour around this street course here as he comes. We're coming by start finish, and here we go. Actually, that was coming out of turn number 1, and here we go into the 2 and 3. And there's the traffic circle I was mentioning there that
who doesn't love a good roundabout? We love them so much in Dawsonville. We build about 10 of them. So
I saw that. I've seen that.
And they're currently building more too. If you happen to take Highway 9 on the way home, you were more than aware of the roundabout that's currently under construction there.
My wife and I have a discussion about whether they're called traffic circles or roundabout, and I say let them beat us in a war, and then they can name the traffic circles if they want to. So anyhow, here
our friends to the north call them roundabouts.
I've heard them called rotaries. I've heard them called, there's roundabout, there's traffic circle, there's all sorts of different names for them, but they're just, it's weird when you don't know, when you've never been in one or don't know the flow, and it just gets people confused. Whereas everybody understands what a stop sign looks like. And they don't always mind the stop sign, but at least they know what a stop sign means. That's our opinion. We welcome yours.
Well, my favorite roundabout is any track that NASCAR runs at. So
there you go. Especially if it's dirt. All righty, so there's your lap with your leader, Zach Holden. That one that we just toured with him was a minute 33.31.
Putting almost another second up on second place Michael Day during that lap.
Oh, but yeah, Michael Day lost that mirror. So he's had a little bit of a brush with the wall. Probably not much more than a brush.
He's not careful. Leo Oliveira is going to catch up to him as he has been running a pretty clean race here. But we'll see, Bill, as we are almost 8 minutes to go in this contest. This battle of attrition here. See who can keep their car together.
Scuffed up on one side or the other. We were looking at the left side of Leo's car. He's got some damage up there in the front.
They are going to be furiously taping these cars back together during the break, Bill. Would not be surprised.
They'll need that 5 minutes.
Yeah, they're going to need every bit of it and about 20 rolls of racer's tape. Get all these mirrors patched up. Although I'm pretty sure they'll just hit the quick repair and all these cars will look good as new.
That's true. Would that they could do that in real life. I know these guys that we'll see on Saturday wish they could do that.
Well, we have seen some amazing feats so far in the AMP, our main track race series. Wanted to say it was March. It was either the February or March race this year. One of the Miata guys blew his transmission during the practice session. It was either the practice session or the first race, and managed to get a new one sent up to the track and installed before race number 2.
Nice to have friends.
He just had a buddy at a speed shop in Gainesville, said, hey, I need a transmission. And they had it up at the track and installed before. I wanted to say he blew it around 11 o'clock, and he was ready to run at 11:40 or at 1:40 that afternoon. So just under 3 hours is able to locate and install a transmission.
You try doing that down at the AMCO. Now we are looking at about 6.5 minutes to go here in the first feature. Again, your leader, Zach Holden. Michael Day second. We're looking at third place, Lou Oliveira. He is about 10 seconds, I believe, behind the leader, if I read my display here right.
Closing that gap between him and Michael Day. It was about 3 seconds earlier, and he's got it down to about 2.5. Although we'll see if he's got enough time here. 6 minutes to go if he can cut this gap down. And it really doesn't look like we have too many other battles for position going on right now. The field has kind of spread out a little bit.
Well, I'll tell you what, William, it's probably not worth taking too many chances, especially as easy as it is to mess up here, given that it really won't start counting until we get to this point in the next race. So we may just see folks just survive this one, get a reset and start over. And plus, we'll see, I guess, Ben Warren start in the front, right?
If
Roger Massey, those are the two that are laps off right now.
So yeah, you should see your top 6 and your bottom 6 inverted. So I guess that means you just draw a line there at Corbin Mitchell.
Oh, it's not a complete 10 down to 1 inversion. Oh, well, that's no fun. I want to see them put Zach in the back and see what he can do.
Might be. I'll have to see. It's our first week doing it, so I was skimming through the league settings before this race, trying to figure it all out.
I must have missed that memo from the organizing body about how the format of this one was going to run. This is kind of like Rollerball, if you ever seen the movie where they change the rules every week. Or NASCAR, where they change the rules every week.
Whose race is it anyways? Where the score's made up, the points don't matter.
All righty, well, there goes Zach Holden through turn 11. Down that straightaway for what will be the 10th time. He'll complete lap number 10 coming by here as we have less than 5 minutes to go here in the first half of tonight's racing doubleheader.
So we should see 3 more laps. I don't think they're going to make it to the full 15. The way it was set up was either 15 laps or 20 minutes. So if they can cross that 14 lap at the 20-minute mark, we probably will see it.
We will find out. So Zach Holden now about closing in on 10.5 laps with 3 minutes and 3 minutes and 40 seconds rather to go. If he's doing that's 2 laps, and I don't see him making 15 or even starting 15.
And that Michael Day kissing the wall there managed to put a little bit of time back on Leo, but lost about a half-second advantage there.
Coming up on minute number 17, there'll be 3 laps to go, 3 minutes to go, roughly 2 laps, depending on where your leader is. And I think that's the way it's going to be, because Zach Holden's going to cross the line right before we get to that. We're at the 3-minute mark, and it's going to be very close to being, say, 13 laps, I think. Here comes Holden to the line. He will complete lap number 11 here, and he'll start lap number 12 here, and he'll complete that and then start lap 13. So we're probably going to have 13 laps in this one, is what it looks like, by my crude estimation.
Well, we will see how that plays out, as it looks like Corbin Mitchell is fending off Roger Mast right now. Although Mast being a lap down would not put Corbin down any if he makes the pass, but
well, you're here to have fun.
Still fun to watch.
Let's see if he gets the blue flag coming by. The move over, since he's not entirely a lap down. I guess he doesn't have to yield.
And I don't want to jinx it, Bill, but Corbin Mitchell still has both his mirrors fully intact right now.
Yes, he does. And he is making that car wide. He doesn't want to let Roger Mast by. Yeah, he got awfully close to the wall there, but no, not
Let's
close
see if
enough.
he starts feeling the pressure here, or maybe the curse of the commentator. But he's got
goodness.
a minute and a half, and I'm pretty sure he would be the only one. I know Shuma has pitted, so he doesn't count. Let's see, Ben Warren, Flannery,
Yeah.
Leo. Yeah, I don't think anybody else.
Looks like, Leo's got both of his, but
and Zach Holden.
Naturally.
Well, Leo's sagging a little bit. He did touch the wall on that driver's side.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, Leo did lose the.
And
lose the
Michael
one on
Day
the
looking like
driver's
a sad puppy dog there with those sagging mirrors.
They need to have the breakaway kind that'll just pop right back up once they.
But while we were focusing on the back there, Leo Oliveira all but eliminated that gap over Michael Day. So this is going to be the real battle right here, as we've got 30 seconds to go in this heat, Bill. So we're going to run this one to the line. Let's see.
Will they be able to get another lap out of this one? Well, Holden will. Zach Holden is going to get to the line. He's just completed.
No, he's still. We've got about half a lap to go.
Seconds. Yeah, you're right. He does. So this could be it right here.
No, this will be it. So he's got to make the pass now.
Now, is there any advantage, any points?
I believe
the ramifications for the first half of the first race.
I think both races are scored, Bill. Now I'll have to reconfirm with race control.
Okay, so it does make a difference where you finish in this one.
And the checkered flag is out on the session.
All right, so here comes Day and Oliveira trying to settle out second place as we come down to. Did I get that right now, or is it? Yeah, Day and Oliveira. They are coming out of that final turn and down the straightaway to the line, and Day's going to hang on to it. Looks like here he comes to the line now. So your winner will be Zach Holden. Second will be Michael Day. Leo Oliveira will be third. Ryan Flannery should come to complete the first half in fourth. And the one still on the track now, Carroll, Mitchell, Monobogu, and Piatek. Laps down will be Roger Mast and Ben Warren. So that'll be your top 10 for race number 1. So we're going to have a 5-minute session here while the crews frantically bang out sheet metal and screw mirrors back on and repaint and do whatever needs to be done to get ready for the second half. And so we'll see. You said the first 5 will be inverted and the back 5 will be inverted?
At this point, I don't know, Bill, but I'm pretty sure something is getting inverted. So we will find out.
Well, we will we'll be surprised along with the rest of you. Oh! Is there a traditional running into each other at the halfway point? Or
I think this is something new, so they might just be doing this out of habit, Bill. We'll find out if the car's out of commission for race number 2. And it looks like the session should be getting advanced here.
All right, so we are showing the races. This race is finished, and we are going into. Well, my display is showing replay the whole time. Are you still in replay, or what are we doing?
No, we're live right now.
Inside radio there. Okay.
It should be advancing the session here soon. I don't know what the holdup is.
I had to bring you down here. Hey, just letting you know the thing's being weird, so I'm making a new session.
Hey,
Look out here.
Yeah, so sorry about that, folks. You might have heard race director Kevin Espinosa there.
You just heard a brief little.
He doesn't know what the on-air live button means, but so it looks like the game is being a little wonky, so we're probably going to fire down here and load into a new session.
Sim, not game. Remember that.
A new.
Because I'm seeing 15 minutes and 41 seconds remaining, and I'm not sure what's remaining in that because we were supposed to have a.
So he said it was going to be a little wonky. So I guess as we're getting that fired up, let's go ahead and
it is showing 4. Yeah, showing 4 of 14 to 15 laps completed as well.
So
All right.
let's go ahead and get some of our drivers in here, do some interviews while we are moving over to the new session. Zach Holden with Bill and Will up in the broadcast booth. How's it going?
Pretty good. How about y'all?
All right. Looks like you have both mirrors on your car still. You're one of the few.
I do.
How did it go out there?
It went pretty well. At first, I was getting some pressure from behind with Michael, but then just kind of settled in and was able to pull away.
So what do you think of the Long Beach circuit? It seems like it's taking its toll on sheet metal and drivers here. Definitely.
Yeah, I absolutely love the track. It's definitely one of my favorites, especially in slower cars like these. You can really focus on hitting apexes and getting close to the wall.
Did you have any close calls or any near misses?
Yeah, I had one. As the tires started to go away a little bit, I hit the brakes just a little bit too late going into turn 1 and just barely missed the wall. And I got pretty lucky with that one, and that was about all I had.
It doesn't take much to take yourself out of it with a mistake like that, for sure. So I know that was a close call. Good thing you survived it. So now going into the second race, you are not going to start up front. You will be inverted in some fashion. So are you concerned about winning your way through traffic with as tight a course as this is and as much trouble as it can cause for the drivers ahead of you?
Well, Kevin actually told us that the formatting for that session was wrong, and there will be no reverse grid for this race. So hopefully if I can just get another good qualifying lap, I'll be at the front again.
All right, well, that's good. Then you'll be able to build on what you have, what you've been able to achieve in this first race, and that's good to see. Well, I do congratulate you on a great run in the first half and wish you continued luck in the second. Your first half winner, Zach Holden.
Thank you.
Taking it fairly easily, and we'll see how you do in the second half.
All right, and looks like our session might be down, so I'm going to go ahead and take this opportunity to load us in.
All right.
So bear with us, folks, while we will be back with you momentarily here as we get the second round up and loaded.
The miracle of the internet.
And let's... So as we were saying before the race started, if you are interested in watching some Miatas in real life, you can make your way up to Atlanta Motorsports Park this weekend. We've got races going on at 11 o'clock and 1:40. They are free to watch, free spectating. Bring a lawn chair, go hang out on Spectator Hill, or just go come hang out at the balcony. We will have a live broadcast going. Which
Come and talk to us. Tell us you heard us. Us on the eSeries. We'd like to know that there's one person out there that listens. Plus, yeah, we'll be streaming this one as well. Streaming live Saturday. That'll be fun with our all sorts of new technology that William is working on introducing.
And you can bring
we tested a little bit of it this afternoon, in fact.
Yeah, we're going to hopefully have the AMP starter cam. Will be a new improvement for us.
I get the starter to strap that GoPro to her hat, and then get the view.
I'm already pushing it a little bit with race control by having it out there, but they run a tight ship.
Hey, doesn't television run everything though? This is not technically television, but it's close the media.
I'd love to see race control when I tell them we got to stop for a TV timeout.
To throw a water bottle out on the track or something so we can go to commercial. All right, so what are we looking at here?
I think it is back up.
I'm seeing the feature finished still here. I don't see anything.
Yeah, there's a new session. It says it starts at 8:41. You should be able to click on and join. All right, we are loading in now, ladies and gentlemen, so should be back with you shortly.
All right.
All right, looks like we are underway, folks. Sorry for the delay in getting to the start of that. I guess they were not joking when he set that session up.
You're going to have to call it for a second because I have.
And it looks like trouble in the
jumped
back
out. I gotta
already
jump back
for Corbin Mitchell as he gets mixed up with Leo Oliveira and Ben Warren. Let's go back to the replay and see what happened. Ooh, and that looks like Leo just making contact there with the back of Corbin Mitchell. Roger Matz giving Leo just a little bit of love tap. Looks like Corbin was the sole recipient of all the damage there, so we will see how that affects him later on in the race. As we are back up to your front runners here, Zach Holden and Michael Day. And you've got a tight little pack there up front between Zach Holden, Michael Day, Matt Carroll, and Ryan Flannery. And we'll see if they keep it grouped up tighter here this race, Bill, as you know, we saw that last race with Zach Holden basically taking off from the pack and not looking back. And Michael Day looking to the inside here, trying to make a move. Thinks better of it, dips back behind Holden. And your leaders start to pull away a little bit from the third and fourth battle between Ryan Flannery and Matt Carroll. Schuma holding his own right now in the 5th position. And things start to spread out a little bit more from there. And you can hear those cars crunching and springing every time they touch a wall. Well, that's the beauty of these Miatas. They can take a lot of abuse and keep on running, as we saw in race number 1, and as I'm sure we'll see here in race 2. Both mirrors on Flannery's car are already drooping a little bit. Looking like a plant getting too much sun and not enough water, Bill.
And now we've got some action here. I'm actually seeing something.
Are we loaded back
Yay.
in, Bill?
We are loaded back in. I'm watching Zach Holden, Michael Day, Ryan Flannery, and Matt Carroll trying to keep up with that top 3.
Man, these solos.
Oh, and there goes the mirror on Zach Holden.
Man,
he's able to keep it pristine, but I thought it looked like it came off, but it's still there. Maybe
that could be a net code thing, because if something happens, there's a little bit of latency.
Well, that definitely wasn't net code there for Michael Day that time around, but you're right. The computer interpolates what it sees when it loses a net, and it sometimes will put you in or through a barrier or do all sorts of things, and then it corrects itself. But that's what allows us to have the response times and close wheel-to-wheel action we've got, is that you kind of got to guess sometimes from a network standpoint. Looking at Schuma,
and
kind of
it
slinging
looks like
it through the turn.
Leo Oliveira is trying to gain a position over Schuma right now. As he goes for the pass on the inside.
Looking, not going to quite have position there, but he's definitely
gets by with enough room,
running.
enough to close the door as he puts Schuma behind him. Now he's got Matt Carroll. And we saw him eat up almost a 3-second deficit over Michael Day in race number 1, so expect to see him do that again here, Bill.
All right, so right now we're looking at Zach Holden with a 6/10 second lead over Michael Day. Ryan Flannery's 3rd, Matt Carroll 4th. Leo Oliveira will be 5th. Schuma having just been passed by Leo, will be 6th. And then Roger Mass, Corbin Mitchell, Oliver Piatek, and Ben Warren will round out your top 10. About 5 minutes into this race number 2 of today's doubleheader here at Long Beach Street Circuit in Long Beach, California. Watching your race leader, Zach Holden, start to gradually put a little gap on Day and Flannery. They're going at it again like they did in race number 1. So they're just going to pick up where they left off. A good bit of a gap, though, back to Carroll. Carroll's going to be another, 5 seconds behind your top 3. So he's humming along there by himself for right now.
But he's got Leo Oliveira in his rearview mirror, and if he's not careful, he'll be breathing down his neck before he knows it.
Absolutely. And Schuma won't be far behind. It looks like everybody's driving a little bit cleaner this time, as the 14 laps they got in the first race was a little more seat time
And
to help them get through navigate this difficult course.
And Zach Holden setting the best time of the race that last lap with a 1:33.18.
Goodness, that was better than any of his times in the first race.
But Flannery, though, in the 1:33s as well that last time by.
But that view there, you see him swing out of that turn number, I believe that's turn number 3, and they just they disappear behind the wall for just a second, and you're just holding your breath. They're going to show up, back up before that they get to that wall. And here comes your leader now down into turn number 9. They'll get to that sweeper. That's turn number 10, and then comes the hairpin. You bring it way on down through turn number 11. Then you've got that long straightaway where you can get her back up to speed before starting another lap at turn number 1. And here they come. Down the front straightaway to complete lap number 5 for your leader, Zach Holden. Ryan Flannery, a couple seconds back. Michael Day right on his tail. Then Carroll, Oliveira, Onobogu, Mast, Mitchell, Piatek, and Warren will be your running order here as we are just crossed the 8-minute mark. 12 minutes to go, a little less than 12 to go here in this second race.
And Zach Holden starting to put a little bit of a gap over the field as he's managed to break away from that pack now, extending his lead out to about 2.5 seconds.
That's what consistent laps will do for you, is you let the folks behind you make the mistakes. And as long as you don't yield that time back, you just add and add and add to that margin. And that's what he did in the first race. He did say that when the tires started to wear, he had a close call, that he got on the brakes a little bit late at one point. And you really got to hit your marks here, because his walls come to you in a slap hurry.
And they are not forgiving, Bill.
Who knew? And we see the
and that is always the danger
about
with
it all
these,
night.
with
We
these
see the
city
mirrors
circuits.
to prove it. Yep. So again, riding with your leader here, Zach Holden, as he comes through turn number 11. One more time, he'll come down to the start-finish line. He'll finish lap number 6. Closing in on the halfway point, about 30 seconds away from halfway through this second half. So we're 3/4 of the way through tonight's festivities. And it's been the Zach Holden show the whole time. He's taken the lead from the get-go and not looked back, even though he did have both his mirrors. He didn't need to look back. And he's able to very cleanly waltz away from the rest of the field here. Now looking at second place, Ryan Flannery, Michael Day, they're going at it here. And we have 3 out of 4 mirrors dropped on these two competitors. Now, will they throw a caution if one of these mirrors falls into the out into the track? Although I don't know if they'll actually do that, or do they put safety chains through them like they do, doors and wheels and stuff to keep them from flying off.
Well, I would say these Miatas have the ground clearance to clear a lot of debris on the track surface, but you still wouldn't want to see it.
They wouldn't want to run over one, that's for sure. But I guess they just have a box full of mirrors back in the pits. They just slap another one on between races. I don't know. Or maybe they just put them in the trunk. Just have a whole,
You can always go hop. You can always go hop on eBay and search for 1990. Actually, these are the 2015. These are the newer ones. But so you just go search for a Miata mirror and see what the market's like for those. That'll give you an idea.
I'm tempted to go look right now, but that would be silly. It never stopped me before.
I mean, I had to replace a mirror earlier this year in my 350Z. It smacked a buzzard in the road of all things, and
a buzzard.
And
my goodness,
he was a little bit heavier than he thought he was. He didn't take off in time and veered right into the side of my car. And my mirror looked just like the side mirror on that red number 5 Orion Flannery.
Oh goodness, really? How'd the buzzard come out of the bargain?
Well, he wasn't in the road when I came back, so I'm assuming he was okay.
All right, I hit a deer one time with my 323 Mazda. I had a Mazda 323, but it was just a tickety tick of the antlers across the front of my car. We just had a grazing, but I can say I hit a deer, but he looked rather offended and trotted on off. Deer can be rather arrogant.
Probably not like that deer. Well, not like that deer strike we had up at the track in February.
Oh mercy, yeah, that was quite something. If you guys out there ever get a chance to see that video from the deer, fortunately everybody survived that one okay. The deer, I'm sure, was a little bit sore the next day, but it was quite a spectacular event. All right, 4688 you can get Miata OE style power driver left side view door mirror assembly. Okay, so
that sounds about right. Yeah,
with shipping, that's probably about $50 a pop. Yeah, I think so. I don't know if these are. I guess you can adjust these. Are they adjustable? Are they powered?
As long as it doesn't have the defogger in there, I don't think it'd get too expensive.
So I figure, so roughly $50 a piece, at least if you go to eBay. So.
Now, some of these newer cars have the built-in cameras on the side mirrors, and I know that could get expensive.
Yeah, I think you kind of strip all that stuff out of the track version of these guys, along with all the rest of the seats and any other dead weight. But we will go to spare no expense to find out the information you crave, race fans out there here in the A&P eSeries. Here at Long Beach, we are 13 and a half minutes into race number 2.
We were trying to decide what the trophy was going to be for this season, and I think it might just be a Miata mirror
on a pedestal. I like that idea. I think that would work very well. Watching Ryan Flannery. Oh, excuse me. Let's
Matt
go
Carroll
back. We're looking at Matt Carroll and Leo Oliveira now. Yeah. Hard to miss Matt's ride there with those neon wheels.
Although he's doing the rest of the field a favor right now because he is holding Leo up right now, doing his best.
Leo sticks his nose to the inside, but not able to do anything there. There he goes.
Going to make the pass
and
here.
That's there at turn 11. Slowest part of the track. Oh, they're going to.
He's going to rub
a little bit there. Yep. Do a little Harry Hog there.
I did not appreciate that.
Nope. And they're still side by side.
Let's see who's got position coming into the
not
long
able
front
to clear
straight.
it. No, nothing doing there.
And Carroll having to dip back in and concede the spot.
Right. So we got Oliveira getting past Matt Carroll.
Carroll
for the moment. Carroll getting a little racy there. The thing is, you can get position on that one turn, but as soon as you do, you've got to turn going the opposite direction, and you're on the outside at that point. So it takes setting you up 1, 2, or 3 turns in advance before you get to that passing zone.
We've only got about half a second between these two.
And you can see those brakes, by the way, light up inside the wheels on these cars too. So, I mean, even though it's virtual, that brake action simulated, and that will lead to brake fade and performance issues later in the race if you don't baby your brakes, especially on a course that requires a lot of braking here, like the Long Beach Street Circuit. Again, your leader is Zach Holden. He is now holding a 12.5-second lead over Ryan Flannery.
I see what you did there.
7.5 seconds back is to Michael Day. Then the battle we were looking at now with Leo Oliveira and Matt Carroll. Then comes Schuma, Nabogu, Roger Mass, Corbin Mitchell, Oliver Piatek, and Ben Warren. And I believe Piatek and Warren just, I don't know, did they start? Because they're not showing as having even completed a lap here. So
they might not have. They might not have made it into the race in time, seeing as we logged in right as they were starting.
Right.
And thank God Zach Holden was paying attention, because we were sitting here interviewing him while everybody else is jumping into the race.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Although clearly that did not set him back.
No, I think he was able to kind of get his groove back, shall we say.
Although most improved, though, Ryan Flannery getting his groove back after week 1 and 2, having some misfortune of early contact. Strong showing tonight in race 1, and now running up second in race 2. Expect to see Michael Day put the pressure on. He is a veteran here in the eSeries. Both these drivers are veterans in iRacing. So, yeah, 3 minutes.
Very few incidents in this second race. And here we are already just 3 minutes to go. We've run 17 minutes, and things have been pretty smooth.
Well, you get me talking about the current market price of car mirrors, and time just goes.
Right. Yeah, that's right. I mean, so we're talking about in a 10-car field, that would be, what, $100 worth of mirrors, right? At $50 a pop. Sorry, $1,000 worth of mirrors. It's not like I have a math degree or anything. There's $1,000 worth of mirrors in that field, and I think about 850 of them are sagging by the side of the car. Speaking of which, there goes. There he goes into the wall. There he goes.
I'm saying whoever's the OEM manufacturer for these mirrors needs to be our series sponsor.
Yeah, Flannery, he's hanging it out there because he sees Michael Day in his rearview mirror, and he's already sacrificed that mirrors. I think he's just, humming it. Nah, he'd have hit it a lot harder than that if it were getting to him. Everybody's looking good so far.
Well, I was asking him pre-race what he was going to do different, because he was driving about like this during practice. I said, are you going to be able to make it 20 minutes? And he said, I will be much more conservative during the race.
Well, now's the time to hang it out, because there is only a minute and a half to go here. Let's see where Zach Holden is. He is about to complete lap number 12, so we'll have a 13th lap, and that'll probably be the last one, because he definitely will not get back around. Well, let's see.
No, actually, he's not. It's going to be a minute.
This may be the last lap here.
No, this will be it, because it's a minute 33 to get around, and they will not have enough
time. His best
lap
is 1:33, and then we only have a minute. So, yep, this is your last lap here. Zach Holden taking his victory lap around the Long Beach Street Circuit. Flannery and Day, though, that one has yet to be settled as they go racing past the start-finish line and head into the first turn, and then we'll go to
looks like Leo had a little bit of trouble there with Matt Carroll back on his tail, so we might have another fight here for 4th place.
Hard on those brakes. And here we go see Flannery and Day coming out of turn number 8, and they'll head down that back chute. Meanwhile, here come.
We're sorry for jumping around a little bit, trying to cover both these races right now.
You got to go to the blimp cam, I guess, or something, and just see everybody at once. But here, we definitely is hanging it out there as Flannery.
I don't know about this blimp cam, Bill.
No, he's put
not these street circuits.
Yeah, that's true, but he's got a 2-3 car lengths on Day come through here. They'll come out of turn number 9 and head into 10.
And the checkered
Sweep
flag
around.
is out.
And yep, so your winner is going to be Zach Holden. He will about to come down and hit the line, complete lap number 13, and that will be it. Now, second and third to be decided here. Ryan Flannery looks like he's going to hold on to second. Michael Day will be third. Let's jump back to fourth place and see how that one's going to finish between Oliveira and Carroll. And it looks like Oliveira is going to hang on to that as well, as he will finish in fourth and Carroll will end up fifth. The last three will be Onabogu, Corbin Mitchell, and Roger Mask will finish up in eighth. And what a lot of action. And speaking of action, here goes the end of race carnage. Oh, goodness. See, you can't do this in real life because it's expensive and it's dangerous. But this, sure, why not? Just to wad it up, put it on the truck, and come back with a new one next week. Oh, goodness. So there's your third place finisher, Michael Day.
Let's see if we can
putting
get
the car out of its misery, I guess.
Let's see if we can get second place Ryan Flannery up here. Ryan in the broadcast booth with Bill and Will. How's it going?
It's going good. Probably could have gone better that second race, but I'm happy with second.
Hey, you got a good finish there. It looks like nobody was going to be able to touch Zach. Were you at any point entertaining ideas to be able to get around him, or was it just a matter of watching him pull away?
Well, so I was a little overzealous in the beginning of the race. Hit a few walls, and I was just down on pace compared to Zach. So I was just trying to keep second place compared to Michael, and I was able to pull it off. So.
Well, we were counting the number of mirrors sagging on all the cars. And we figured $50 a pop, that was a pretty expensive race for everybody, because those walls get awfully close.
Yeah, I heard the mirrors were popping off every corner, but on my screen it wasn't looking that bad, hopefully.
I mean, who needs a rear view mirror anyway, right?
I mean, I'm not looking backwards, I'm looking forwards. And
absolutely.
shooting for Zach. Yep.
So what did you think of these Miatas on this tight street circuit?
I mean, I enjoyed it a lot. I probably could have been a little quicker, but I was just a little careless in the beginning of the races for race 1 and race 2.
It looked like consistency was the key. Just, essentially staying out of the wall or staying out of hitting it too hard and avoiding trouble. Looks like not too many of you guys got tangled up with each other. It was more you against the course than it was you against the other 10 cars.
Yeah, I think the first and second lap pace were really important in this race because it's very hard to pass. So
right.
if you can pass in the early on in the race, that's where it's going to be, and then you're just trying to hold on for your position in the draft for the rest of it.
So you and Michael Day were going at it for most of that race. Actually, most of both halves. Did you have any? I mean, were you feeling pressure behind him? Does that affect you at all? Say, maybe breaking that hair a bit later, or possibly almost making a mistake with that pressure behind you?
For most tracks, I would say yes, but for this track, you really only have to worry about the hairpin at the end of the track. So, and I was taking that hairpin a lot better than Michael, so I really wasn't worried about it because unless I mess up, he's not going to pass anywhere else on the track.
What's the key to getting through the hairpin?
Keeping it slow and keeping it really outside, and then doing a late turn in, and then not going down to first, which seemed to be the demise of a few drivers during this race.
Oh, I got you. Okay, well, second place Ryan Flannery, great job. Second in both races. Congratulations. Looks like you had a good points day, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thanks, sir.
All right, let's see. I think that might do us. We've already run a little bit long here tonight, Bill.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm sure all of you at home are probably ready for us to sign off and get done with this one, but
it's going to be horrible getting out of here in the Los Angeles area trying to get through the traffic to get out of this place.
I know that's 6 o'clock.
We might want to get going.
That 6 o'clock rush hour out in California right now. But we will be staying out in California for next week's race, as we just wrapped up race number 3 here in our 5-week eSeries, Season 5. We're going to head out to Sonoma next week, so if you have been enjoying this season, make sure you tune back in 8 o'clock next week. We will be here. And I guess for all of us here, I guess you're normally the one that signs us off, Bill. So I'm venturing into foreign territory. So I will let you.
Well, I was waiting for you to finish.
Well, I keep wanting to jump. I keep wanting to jump into turn caller mode, but it's hard being the color commentator.
Well, anyway, Sonoma has also got a hairpin at the head of the home stretch. It'll be kind of familiar territory. I don't know if it's quite as onerous as the turn 11 here at Long Beach, but it'll be interesting to see everybody file through that as well. A lot of action at Sonoma as well. It's a technical track, and it'll be fun to watch these guys go at it again next week. So to wrap it up, for our color commentator and producer and mirror expert William Rigdon, I'm Bill Rigdon, thanking you for joining us here for race number 3 of the AMP eSeries this week from Long Beach, and we'll see you next week from Sonoma. Good evening, everybody. Have a great week.